Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I am going to explore your subconscious mind so that you can discover what it means to dream about diamonds, which represent the eternity of your feelings because they are associated with what is absolute. As you know, the diamond is unbreakable, it does not scratch, and that is why it is given as a sign that our feelings for another person are going to be eternal. Which at the outset raises a great paradox, because this sign of eternity is actually speaking of where your true ones reside, those that you have repressed for a long time. Well, that's what we are going to be talking about here. But before going into the analysis, in case you don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Robert. I am a psychoanalyst with more than 30 years of experience. And in case you want to have psychoanalysis session with me, or in case you want the psychoanalysis of one of your dreams, just send me an email to the one that I am going to leave you here below in the description of this video, so I can tell you how you can join my consultation. Now, back to what it means to dream of diamonds. This is a very important dream because from the outset, it is revealing that you are going through a phase of your life where you feel that everyone around you changes, but you don't do it. Something that can be seen in the fact that you have begun to perceive that the people with whom you relate and who are the most important to you for the rest, one day tell you one thing and then do another. Well, you are living a moment of your existence where these people make certain commitments with you and then they simply put them aside, as if they forgot or never really made them. And that is precisely what allows me to determine that all your anguish processes at present go hand in hand with not knowing if you can trust the words and especially the actions of the people who are important to you. Although I am going to anticipate something. This is a process that has been going on for a long time. In reality, what is happening is that this dream is simply acting as a symptom that you have reached a phase in your life where, on the one hand, you no longer want to continue experiencing the frustration of the fact that people seem to simply make fun of you by not keeping his word. But on the other hand, you feel very guilty, and why not to say it, fearful of what will happen if you remind people of the oaths they have taken with you. That is why what causes you the most frustration at this moment is precisely not having the willpower to express how much it bothers you that people are not being able to fulfill the promises they have made you. This is a very complex situation because it will plunge you into a state of mistrust, which will lead you to become obsessed to a certain degree with the commitments that others make with you. And this is going to happen in your daily life every time you establish an agreement with another person. Since you hardly commit to something with someone, which can be from the simplest, such as asking a person to buy you a coffee, to a work colleague or classmate to do their part in a job. Immediately, that unconscious anguish will be activated in you that will arise from the fact that you associate your personal value to the fact that others keep their word or not. And that is what explains why you are dreaming about diamonds. Because as I said at the beginning of this video, it is a symptom that your unconscious is catalyzing to release that psychic energy that you have contained for many years. That frustration that arose in you every time someone did not fulfill their promises, which has already reached a culminating point, which reveals to me that very soon you are going to undergo a process of anguish and frustration in which you have to work because you can no longer bear to keep that annoyance to yourself of having to always suppress your anger because others did not treat you with the respect that you thought you deserved. And this is explained because when you receive a diamond within the framework of a dream, you are receiving something tangible that is supposed to remain forever with you in the same state. That is why, as I said, people give diamonds to their girlfriends as a symbolic substitute, which expresses that the love they feel for them will be eternal. And as I was saying, this is expressed in your dream because it is precisely what you do not have in your life. People you can trust because their words and actions towards you are eternal. Now, this is a much more common situation than it might seem. Who of us does not have family or friends who say one thing and do another? Those typical people in which we simply cannot trust them. In general, what do we do under these situations? Well, we don't believe them. In my case, I tell them, yes, I believe you, but from the outset, I know that this person is not going to do what he has committed to. And that precisely explains why we don't get frustrated with these people, because we learn to recognize them. Well, for those who dream of diamonds, this psychic defense mechanism is not working. It was blocked by some traumatic experience that at some point in their lives led them to blindly trust people. And therein lies the core of all your frustration. If you are a person who is very anguished, who suffers too much when someone does not comply with what he says, it is because you fall into this symptomatological picture. And this tells me that you grew up in an environment in which you were not allowed to mistrust people, even though those who lived with you were not trustworthy. It is a very complex situation because this to me suggests that in your environment, people observed improper or even evil acts. I will tell you, but what happened? They repressed themselves by telling you, in reality, this person is not someone who is unseemly or evil, but simply did it because he was going through a difficult phase in his life. For example, it is the typical case where you live in a family environment where everything is hidden, where justifications are sought for the actions of all people. If you notice, it is like that the lie, the distrust, was something that must necessarily be erased because it does not exist. Because accept that those with whom I live and who are also my relatives, for whom I feel affection, are evil people, it is something very complicated to carry. And that is exactly what you, if you have had this dream, causes you the most anguish. Because you have reached a moment in your life in which all that frustration that was repressed in your unconscious simply struggles to get out. But in that process, it faces your state of conscious self, which represses it. And that paradoxically, when you seek to protect yourself from the pain caused by accepting the evil of those around you because they do not keep their word, this causes you all the anguish process that you are experiencing at this moment. Now, how to fix this? Well, we need to carry out a psychoanalytic process so that you can release that psychic energy that has been repressed, so that it can take its rightful place in your conscious self, which as a result of this repression process could not mature over the years. Ultimately, it is about getting that energy to be channeled into your conscious mind, so that you can learn to accept the evil of others and not repress it, to looking for justifications or euphemisms for their actions. Because that is what they taught you in your childhood years, in the familiar surroundings in which you developed. As you can see, this is a much more complex dream than it might seem. So you have to pay close attention in case you see yourself in a dream receiving diamonds. For the same reason, you already know that if you want me to psychoanalyze some of your dreams or have therapy sessions with me, just send me an email to the one that I leave you below so that I can tell you the way in which you can integrate into my consultation. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if it helped you in any way, and share it so that others can access to this kind of knowledge. Have a wonderful day, and with it, the most beautiful dreams. Bye!